This is the sequence of what we do. We are of what we put out. We put out into the universe. The universe will back us up if need be. You know what I mean? In our endeavors of putting forth what needs to be. This forth of what needs to be. And besides any other input, this is the highest divine sequence that there needs to be in the output. So, the output of what we put, that is the sequence. So, the divine sequence of our DNA and everything that makes us us, that we have a cause and effect in our brain, that we have a correspondence with the puzzle. This puzzle piece is the correspondence of every living human being that has a correspondence to it in its own way. And it has its own experience to its puzzle piece of it experiences. It experiences this puzzle piece of the puzzle. And this puzzle piece of the puzzle is ultimately what it experiences in many different fashions of itself, of many different experiences that are related to higher intelligence in many faculties of this sense. But there's many different consciousnesses that pick it up in a sort of way. And that's what I'm trying to say, is that if you pick it up in a sort of way that you can perceive it, then you have that sort of capability in the consciousness and the capability of the awareness of the whole sequence that carries it through, that makes the divine sequence of what the whole puzzle piece is trying to prove. The whole puzzle piece is trying to prove all of it is the divine sequence of itself. You know what I mean? The divine sequence of itself wants it to be free, wants it to be liberated, wants it to be what we're doing for us, what we're doing for the planet, what we're doing for the species at large that makes a difference in this big divine equation of itself. The big divine equation of itself means that we have to do something of a sort of equation to make it happen. This is what I'm trying to say, is that it takes a little bit of anger to get through the veil, to see for what it truly is. And then after that, it gets ultimately sequenced in a veil that we can truly accomplish all the measures that are possible in the sequence of everything. Meaning that everything can be accomplished the way that we want to see it done. In our own brain, in our own sequence, in our own fashion. It can all be done that way, in that accordance. It can all be measured. It can all be done. It could all be, it's a possibility of anything. The possibility of anything exists. And that's why I want to make sure that everybody knows that the possibility of anything exists. That anything can be possible. You know what I mean? And if anything is possible, we can accomplish anything. Anything is possible. That's what I'm trying to say. What we do with our minds is on the intelligence of every individual scale. And that's accordance to the truth of what we know inside our brains, regardless if we want to escape from it or not. The clarity of mind. The clarity of mind is behind all of this. The clarity of mind of everything inside our minds to be free, to be liberated, and totally free of all this junk. And then you'd be totally free of all this. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to say. all this of what's inhibiting you from being free. You can accomplish your goals and everything in life with your family, but at the same time, not being matrixed in the system to where it dumbs you down in the process. Don't let it dumb you down. I'm just saying, don't let it dumb you down. Like if you're immune to the matrix, like me, if you're immune to the matrix, like me, like you're immune to it, then ultimately you got to do something about what you do though on the planet. If you're immune to it, the matrix of what happens to us, then more can happen to me than whatever I do, because that's the karma of what I go through. Because if everybody happens to me, then if I get popular, then that's more the karma of what I do that happened to you. It's more or less of what that sequence is. But it's, I know some knowledge, and it is a certain knowledge that is a good sequence that helps of what you do. What you do and what you create and what you go for matters individually. 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 Like, you got to be individual. Are you individual or are you just like everybody else? But you can still be an individual if you're still everybody else. You still are an individual, is what I want to say. And you can think for yourself and do and co-create whatever you want. This is what I want to make you manifest. Make you manifest destiny of what you want. What do you want to do? What do you want? And then that's what you get out of the deal of what you want. So this is what I'm trying to say to you, is that everything is possible in the sort of existence which that we live. And this existence goes through soul existence, through anything that we want to manifest. And it takes just the soul being to be willing to manifest it. That's all it equivalents to. It doesn't equivalent to much. It's just equivalent to a certain level of being and abidance by, and to be equivalentated in a sort of sequence of it. But it's only 8 minutes in, so Cody Camerath loves, worships, honors, and obeys the Divine Princess forever. Amen. I love you, Divine Princess, and I hope you're taking care of yourself. Because guess what? I'm trying to take care of you by telling you this knowledge. Telling you this knowledge is to try to help you, Divine Princess. I love you. Okay? Alright, I gotta stop the podcast because it's getting a little too long. But, I can't see it because the light came out. Okay, it's only 8 minutes and 40 some seconds. I couldn't see because the light is so shining bright. You know what I mean? Shining brightly, girls. I love you. Okay. Alright. 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 Bye.